It's time, it's time, it's time. I'm going live. I'm going live. I'm live. I'm live. Greetings, greetings, greetings all. Today is 12/12, 2024. 12/12. 2 times 12 is 24. Yeah, and it's 12/12. So the day is, my birthday. It's also my barversary, my anniversary, 7 years at the bar. We're going to talk about that a little bit more from now. But I want to say thanks for joining. For those of you who decided to join, we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic. And I'm going to tell you why it's interesting, because I am realizing that there is a deficit in terms of comprehension in the Jamaican space. It's not the fault, because there has been a systematic decline in education, so much so that there's an expectation that when it comes to mental ability, let me give you an example real quick. In about the 80s, if you 80s thereabout, if you were one of the generation next, not even generation Z, but generation next, then they had something called common entrance. So in the common entrance, you're required to do the math, the English, and the mental ability. That was the core of the subject areas that you would have to do. And mental ability is really what we are doing now on Context Matters in terms of critical thinking. One must either learn to induce or deduce. That's argument by induction or argument by deduction. So induction is when you get inferences and you build an argument to come to a conclusion, and deduction is when you deduce from all the evidence. So you basically subtract, and as you get the opportunity to subtract, you kind of come to various conclusions. But what I've also known is that because of the modern dispensation of the English language, many words that we would have known have taken on new meaning. And so in the social media space, what people try to do is to redefine words that have general meaning in an effort to mischaracterize or mislead the masses. And so there is actually a thing called the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I think that was like the best album ever made. If you really, 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 really want to know cultural fusion between hip hop, reggae, and R&B, Lauryn Hill did that. So go and check out that album. Why am I talking about it now? Is because I'm seeing that in 2024 there's something called the miseducation of the Jamaican people. People are misrepresenting. People are doing so many things to leave people confused. But there are certain things that cannot change. No matter how somebody goes out and make every attempt to pretty much deceive, and as Jam Caramel says, misinform the people. What is clear is that a fact remains a fact. A truth remains a truth. If I'm gonna, let me just be controversial for a minute. Arguments like, does God exist? Political arguments about morality. Is abortion legal? Should the death penalty be legal? When is it murder? When is it killing? Arguments about sexuality. All of these are moral arguments, and there's a lot of redefining. Even things such as gender identity can cause you to be cancelled. Well, it depends on who is the president and who is the prime minister at any given day. What doesn't change from all of these conversations is that there are actual factual realities that you can clothe it with the smoking gun, the red herring, whatever it is that you want to to attach to it, and then you come out to different conclusions, and then depending on the moral fabric of a particular society, and or if it's a political argument, depending on the political aptitude and the political climate of the day, things will be accepted. For instance, corruption is accepted in the Jamaican culture. Because there are so many people that are benefiting from the corruption, that it is still, there are moral selective arguments that are being used to pretty much justify corruption, including you are picking on me, including you are selectively, and you are mischaracterizing, misinterpreting, and everything sound like a R&B album. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Fixing the set, fixing the set. Yeah. So as I was saying, um, and while that takes place, one will see real quick that yeah. So one will real quick, one will just understand that in no time people have found ways, one would say, if for lack of a better word, um ways or means to pretty much deceive the public, if that's something that I can say. And so um it is in that context that people will quickly realize, or try to redefine the realities, so that when given the opportunity to when given the opportunity to put yourself in a situation where you understand what's going on with your life, or your realities, you become misinformed easily. So if that is the case, let's take current affairs, and start from the English language. It's so ironic, all day I was sitting down doing nothing, minding my business, and then all of a sudden, believe me when I say this, after minding my business for how long, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes the 1 million phone calls, and the 1 million things to interrupt that which I am doing. So unfortunate, but here we are nonetheless. Quickly realize that where language is concerned, if you don't understand basic, Lexi, I'm seeing it. I think the problem is fixed now. Thank you. Yeah, for those of you on YouTube, there was so a little technical difficulties, but here we back at it again. We are talking about the basic English language. If we go to the root words, and don't let nobody tell you that Jamaica is not an English speaking country, because it is an English speaking Caribbean. And I can tell you this, and anybody can challenge me on it. There are people who live in England who cannot speak proper English. What doesn't change is that there are ordinary meaning of words that you simply cannot get around. And so there are synonyms, and when we look at wordplay, it sets the context. So here, and there it goes. Yeah, facts. You cannot get around facts. Here are some facts that you cannot get around. If you buy a iPhone, it's an iPhone, and it has a number. So iPhone, whatever. Let's say you're at 14 or 15 right now, and the 16 is out. If you update the software on an iPhone 14, it's still not an iPhone 16. And so people will say, but why are you buying the same iPhone? It really isn't the same. It's just like those who change their cars every year. The model might be the same. But there are also some people, like somebody will buy a Toyota, take off the emblem of a Benz, and put the symbol onto the Toyota. Just because you put the symbol onto a Toyota and say that it's a Benz, it doesn't make it a Benz. These are things that's a fact. Like there are people now saying, why are you talking about iPhones when Androids are better? But the truth, I like how somebody put that. The person's name is Wiz, that the truth is objective and not subjective. Once you get to subjectivity, it's open to interpretation. And then that is where the whole law thing come in. And there's a whole bunch of people who are not lawyers. And even sometimes there are lawyers who don't know the law. And take it from me, I don't know every area of law. There are areas that I know, and I don't know every area. But what is important is that if you have acumen and aptitude, that is, if you have the ability to partake in critical thinking, and you're able to be willing to understand and reason and have a blank slate when having the conversation, you can come to solutions, and you will challenge the status quo. All of our national heroes would have challenged the status quo. There was a time when slavery was legal, and they used the Bible to justify it. And there were people who said, but this don't make no sense. How can you tell me that you have shoes and mine is going to come to in heaven when because I'm black, I will get my shoes in heaven. So master have him shoes, and I will get my shoes in heaven. And somebody said, but this isn't right. And so there are things that people will do, and because they get around the wordplay, it appears to be right. And then it doesn't mean that it is correct, even from the English language, even from a moral standpoint, whatever the situation is. There's no twisting the reality that the facts are what it is, no matter what the outcome. So, somebody said, please post GoFundMe link in the chat. Say I post it, right? And I had a whole tutorial on the GoFundMe. And even after I have a whole tutorial on it, I don't have a clue how to pin it. I don't have a clue. Me don't know what to do. And she's gonna be so disappointed to know that I did that and still I wasn't able to pin it. But I have put it in the chat, and I will put it again. Yeah, before I even get more, I want to say, this time around, and I want to address that, but that is the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is for the people of Portland. It's not for Isaac Buchanan. I've seen the comments, and I've seen the vitriol, and I've seen the nonsense from persons with low aptitude. Whenever I partake to or embark to help people, there's nothing you can do to stop the help. When the diaspora contributes, and I want to thank each and every single person that have made the GoFundMe go well over $1.5 million, Jamaican, not US, and we have a higher target. It is a Christmas season. There are persons who already water tanks purchase, toilet purchase, and all of that. If it is that persons would prefer for me to make the videos and act like Santa Claus and dress up and say, oh, I'm doing something so grand when it is God's work that we are doing. This is not a political thing. There are persons who need the help, and I'm undertaking to do so. And as the MP representative, as in the candidate, the MP candidate and caretaker for Portland Eastern, it is my duty to go out there and try to get money to assist persons outside of the political arena. You know, I went on the internet and I said, hey, the market need light. I'm going to put the light. I said, the parish council put the light. You're supposed to do it, parish council. It is your job. It's government money. It's not yours. But I was willing to do it with my money. Yeah, do that and beat me. So you're doing your job. You don't get no kudos for that. I say, yo, people, we're going to bring ships into the harbor. You know, we're bringing back tourism to the Portland people because it's your land. It's not nobody land. It's God land and your land. And if you have title to your land and your own, don't make them thief it from you. And guess what? Missy ship come to Portland. Missy ship come to Portland and more have to come to Portland because it's a live place. Tourism originated in Portland. So let me just tell you something. When God work is happening, no man can stop it. I tried to tell people this. So you feel how you feel and you can talk and know. I don't have to disenfranchise people. That's not my mandate on earth. And no, I am not a thief. And speaking of thief, that's why we're going to talk. That's what this conversation is about. No matter how you pretty it up, if you're a thief, you're a thief. And I can tell you this, when Jesus was on the cross, he had two thieves beside him, one upon him left and one upon him right. And him say, Lord, forgive a thief, but not a liar. So the audacity of people who are placed in power to after your thief, you want life on top of it. God will not forgive you. And no matter how the people are, even if the people can't read and write, there's a spiritual awakening in people who know, say, time come. There's a spiritual awakening. Oh, somebody, I was talking to Taffy Zambo, you there? Him say, why are we green from? I say, how else can you talk about thieving and how can you talk about corruption if you know wear green? I know you can't beat me, you know. You can't beat me. You made your bed and you have to lie in it. You must wear your shame. You must wear your shame. And as I exercise my right to freedom of expression, because it is my constitutional right, and no woman or man can change that and disenfranchise me from my constitution. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Zamba. I'm going to tell you, I was going to do it. Let me do it right. Let's talk about corruption. You have to have the orange in the middle, you know, because that's where the righteousness come from. And like the IC chairman say, bring your own water, pure water, because you don't want to drink, don't drink the poison. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. It's my birthday. I can party like it's my birthday. And we can talk corruption like how it's my birthday. And we can talk about facts like how it's my birthday. And there are people who are going to be upset and tomorrow they're going to say, you know, him must set up office and him don't know what him do. And let me tell you something. One thing them can't call me is a thief. One thing them can't call my name in is corruption. Anybody do that and beat me. Yeah, you see it? I'm not afraid of no boy, no girl, no deer. Do that and beat me. I don't know how would it say no dog and no cat and no animals. But I will say this though. Oh, happy birthday to the Honorable Portia Simpson Miller. I should say doctor as well. Portia Simpson Miller, the former Prime Minister. We share the same birthday. There's just something about being born in December, and there's something about being born on the 12th. Yeah. Anyway, I'm saying a lot, you know. big up yourself as well. Anybody that born on this day, I know a couple of them that's born the same day as me. Not singling out anybody because there's many, but yeah, as we say, that's how it go. But so that's the context in which we're gonna have the conversation. So the GoFundMe is there. As again, I am not, and I will never let anybody cause me to embarrass people by showing. And I know my campaign team is gonna curse me about this. But if you saw the faces of the kids who received their tablets, and it's not Christmas yet, and when they have to waste the wrapping paper and all of that, them just know say tablet. Go look on the Constitution. Go learn something. Go prepare yourself to be a doctor and a lawyer, and the tablets will come. It's a part of your learning experience. It's every Jamaican child should have a tablet, and they're supposed to be able to go on YouTube, and they're supposed to be able to, with proper monitoring, access everything. And the only thing supposed to be in your hand miggle, your two hand miggle, are your tablet. You get me? And we're talking about an electronic device. No drugs around here. Yeah, we're not in the business of raising drug addicts and alcoholics. We're simply not. Don't care who on vex. You're just gonna have to deal with that. So again, we are putting things in context. No, here's the thing. And Lexi, I'm piggybacking off of you right now because naturally. Naturally, here's what it look like. And again, I'm gonna be checking the GoFundMe, so you're on here, you're celebrating with me. For those of you who love me and you want to send me gifts and stuff like that, go to the GoFundMe and chip in your $2 and your $3 and your $4 so that more money can come into the GoFundMe so we can reach our target so Christmas can turn up. I was talking to very intelligent individual today, and he says, Isa, you must make Christmas and New Year special for the people of Portland Eastern. And I said, but how you gonna do that? So I hear it's a party land, so them love to party and they love to enjoy themselves. So I said, well, I have a client and him, big up yourself. Should I call out your name? You have Chug It coming up. This is before Christmas, so I guess if anybody interested in Chug It, I got tickets. I'll probably see how it go. Depending on the celebration, I might feel nice and issue Chug It tickets. And yeah, me know I got asked me for tickets to the other thing, but yo, that man was locked up for 13 years, and to support him and buy him ticket them. No matter the cost, buy him ticket and go celebrate with him. And if you don't have the money, go down, why for the go down, but go down a waterfront and watch the fireworks down there. And who knows, wherever the fireworks are, where the surprises come, you do that. But yeah, Chug It for now. I Chug It our French man. You see, as a man who don't really party, this is my party right now. Yeah, but anyway, so we must put things into context. And no, I know them saying I'm all over the place, but I just want to say we're not misleading. And the reality is this. And here's the reality. Look at that, 23 minutes gone, Here's the reality. Yeah, I was at Lexi. So here is the reality. Yeah. Give me a second. But I tell you, you're getting up in age, you lose your train of thought so quick. I tell you, bye. Yeah, so there is a $3 trillion in unaccounted government spending in Jamaica. $3 trillion in unaccounted government spending in Jamaica. Well, the Petrojam, those persons, they got off. Constitutional rights, they're cloaked in the presumption of innocence. I'm not casting no aspersions on them, but money was missing, things were stolen, whether it be, and when I say money, it could mean cash or kind or product. So if it's gas and the gas gone and the petrol gone out of the jam, yeah, whoever is responsible, it's unaccounted for. Let's talk about Ministry of Education. They said you mustn't breach the sub judice rule. I'm the only lawyer who has ever been found guilty of breaching the sub judice rule in the history of Jamaica. When you talk about a case that's before the Privy Council and it's not even being published, and the Privy Council don't even know what's going on in the local papers, that sometimes they don't even spell properly when they're putting out the thing, and even when they talk, and sometimes they even get sued for mischaracterizing because they fail to say allegedly is a thief, allegedly own, allegedly in corruption, allegedly can't account, allegedly missing. Yeah? So somebody can say, yo, move your bumbleclot German bear, allegedly. And then people sit down and say, did he curse a bad word? Oh my God, I can't believe it. But if you're in Germany, everybody know, go look at it. The German stout, the German beer, it means something. So words, when placed in proper context, if you say allegedly, trust me, it makes a difference. So, owner can screenshot that, take it down at the place. Them love money down there. Make them try bright themselves and say, miss do something where me shouldn't do. Make I just show them, say, they're not no sense. Anyway, yeah, so the 3 trillion is the starting place. Unaccounted government. Now, here's how we break it down. We start by definition. The first definition I'm invited to. Although nobody don't tell me say they like my glasses. When I not see it. When I not see my glasses. Treat me nice now. Tap up the screen and share the live. And let me know. Anytime you donate to the GoFundMe, tell me so I can tell you thanks and say, oh, thank you. No rubbing out hand middle. No one will be held accountable for this missing money. I like how you say missing money. So there was a whole press conference to say that there's no money missing. In fact, there's a finance minister says that the money isn't missing. Yeah? The finance minister, who was once the minister of education, and the Ministry of Education failed, so they had to give it to Dora Explorer because she has better hair and she can defend people better, even though she's not a elected official, but appointed. So everything that comes out her mouth is subject to her salary and the people who appoint her. But she has hair and the Minister of Finance now none. I got here too, and at 46, it's all mine. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, here we go. We're starting there. Somebody said my handsome. Them say, boy, you look so good in the green. Is the orange carrying it off? I'm only wearing green because we're talking about missing money and unaccounted money. Thank you, though. Here we go. Every time I say arms, I'm supposed to say legs, because that's a bad filler. Yeah, so unaccounted. Let's go here. The meaning of unaccounted for in the English language. And I'm going to go slow. If you don't want me to repeat, send some money in the GoFundMe and then we do that. I shall always wear nice colors. Thank you. Why, thank you. When I give me a whole heap of compliments, my forehead done big, Woohoo. Anyway, if a person is unaccounted for, it means it is not known where they are or whether they are still alive. A fire on the ship killed 100 or more passengers. Some likely victims are still unaccounted for. So, whenever you're unaccounted for, let's say, for instance, you were on a ship and the ship went afire or it go down like the Titanic. Spice, why not go down there? And she used 2 of the real dancehall, the flagship dancehall carriers, Shaggy and Sean Paul. Yeah. Why not go down there? Anyway, if the ship go down there, like the Titanic, and they said the ship went down there, some of the bodies are floating and they're dead. The rest are unaccounted for. CNN would say, breaking news. 300 people on a ship, 20 of them floating. We have accounted for them. The rest are, you can type it, They are, help me out, missing. So, If you're working at one bank, yes, Flex, it's missing. If you're working at one bank and you are the teller, but now ever gonna use certain bank, cause you have one bank, them know for take money out of your account and nobody. Once you're working at the bank, no. I lie me at come. I see one lady she did get found guilty before the SSL and a whole heap of money she did taking about. She said, my picnic them. My dog say, I feel live. My picnic them I feel live. Take out the money out of your account. Yeah. I'm not saying it because I go off and say allegedly and then they're gonna try and sue me. But you have certain bank, not even if you take a in drive. Hey, they would take anyway. Money faster than the money can. Anyway, listen, the money can be unaccounted for, and when it's unaccounted for, it's missing. Certainly in the bank realm, if something unaccounted for, you might find yourself with some bangles, and it's the JCF people. You might have to go live and say, no, officer, don't shoot me, keep me alive. I want to live. You know, my brother work near side, and then get your brother locked up and stuff like that. But anyway, that's another thing. But kudos to the JCF while we're at it. The new way to solve cases is to bring on the heat and make them go live. And then the cases are so much easier. And then the judges are be like, yeah, but you were on the live and you confess. And then, yeah, you know it go. Anyway, the Evidence Act is really, really good too. So you can't come with the umpy scumpy business and try to be like, oh, it's not me, it's AI. Especially when your elbow shoot out and the rest. Yo, Jamaica is not a real place. Anyway, so as we continue, as we proceed to give you what you need, what follows then is if something such as an amount of money is unaccounted for, it is not present and there is no explanation for what happens to it. So an audit of the relevant department found that $3 trillion in cash were unaccounted for. So the related words would be absent. And also if you go to the idiom, it's in absentia. Well, that's in someone's absence, but when it relates to money, what we need to know is that the synonym definitely is loss or simply missing. So when somebody comes and say to you on the unaccountable, it's really accountability meter, but on the unaccountable spectrum, if you can't find something is missing. And the thing about it, I had to painstakingly do accounts in high school and then find myself in law school doing it again. When I can tell you, maths is the worst thing. Maths will make, if you see people walking around and the whole of them head top peel out, it's not genetic, it's maths. Yeah, I promise you that. So this thing about unaccounted would therefore mean, without a doubt, that something is missing. And I know at least one accountant who is on here. Big up yourself, Verona. There's something called balancing. So if something happened one time in your accounts, one side, it have to depend on the other side. So if you get money for spend and you spend it, at the end, you must show, say, to the dollar is 50 cents. G-Unit. Not even that much missing. Right? Walking in divine purpose, say, I love maths and I have my hair. Well, you see, that's the thing about English language. The hair that you have is who for here. Because I can tell you, said these days you allow. Big up Cass. You're like Nikita, Femi Fatal, the wig them turn up. Is it your hair? Did it come out of your head or you paid for it? Brazil? Talk to me. Anyway, all right. So that's the starting point. The whole idea about missing. TikTok, where you at? Tap up the screen, share the live. Don't play with me. Where you at? Where you at? Is it still okay to sing Jay-Z songs? Or is he like a local leader that's innocent until proven guilty? And the allegations don't mean nothing. I'm just wondering. Anyway, leave the Illuminati alone. Yeah, yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah. So they somebody says Isaac Buchanan, when NCB customers' money go missing, it's business. Just like the 3 trillion missing money, when it come to the man on the street, they are called scammers. What can go so? Argument done. Oh, did I say I was supposed to read and say, what can go so? Did I say that right? Because, yeah, big up yourself, Damien. Yeah, you know, noted. Yeah, so if you're not a politician and there's something untowards about finances, then you're a scammer. If you are a government official at any level, well, not any level. If you're in government, as in the cabinet and high up officials, then what you do is corruption. If you are a low level government worker, then you commit larceny as a servant. All of this is allegedly, right? So what I want to say though, to put things in context, in relation to any government official, in their private capacity, they're cloaked in the presumption of innocence. As a constitutional attorney, I'm constrained to say that persons must be able to use all tools in the toolkit when it comes to the law. And if they are successful, people shouldn't be upset. If they are not successful, they should do what everybody do. Go on a prison, hard labor or not, get your KFC, make your mother carry it for you if she's alive. If not, you know it go. Make somebody carry it for you. All whoever it go. And you're saying, Mama, come check me regular. And then you come out and maybe when the right person is put in prison, they'll try to have a robust rehabilitation so them can reel and come again. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, Vernal says, yeah, and corruption is really just a nice word again, a synonym for thief. The funny thing about it is there is no such thing as thief in the Jamaican law. We don't have a theft act. We have never updated our laws because I personally think that because thief not like for see thief with long bag, they can't bring themselves to update the law to theft because it would define some, not all. We don't paint with a broad brush, but one wonders. One wonders sometime if that is a situation or is the case. Yes. Somebody says scallywag if you will, but the Bridgertons, the Jamaican Bridgertons from TikTok, I'm not hearing them. I haven't seen them come across my live. Anyway, yeah, so the starting point is that you can't account for the $3 trillion worth of money and stuff like that. The point is missing and unaccounted, synonym, one and the same. And so the excuse from the finance minister should be rejected. At a time, especially going into an election year, you can't say I'm urging the government workers to file their accounting so the auditor general can do our work when you fail to do it. It's not just 2-3 years, at least 9 years from this government and whatever else more that you can talk from the previous administrations. Accountability is what we are aiming for. Now, that being said, we must then look at the next item. The next item being lowest salaries in the Caribbean driving Jamaica's brain drain. Now, imagine you gonna get educated and then can't pay you. Imagine going to law school and at the end of the day, all you can get is a parking attendant work out of Norman Manley International Airport. And the worst part of it all, to speak further, the worst part of it all in everything that I just said is because if you don't have a second language like Spanish, you're in a worse or a position because you can't get to maximize the salary. So your law degree don't mean nothing in that context. And so what is being said is that the employment cadre or cohort or the species of workers is persons who aren't skilled enough to hone higher salary. So the labor force in Jamaica is an incompetent labor force, is a not so educated labor force, but yet those with education, in terms of the percentage of persons who come out, there are no jobs in those fields. But then you hear the private sector saying we want to import workers. What we have to do is to put things in context, because nobody is realizing that the current government is admitting that they did nothing for the people of Jamaica in the last 9 years. In fact, Dora, everybody know Dora is, I don't know her name because she was never on a ballot, so never get the opportunity to vote for her or anything. But she is the Minister of Education and Information, and she has hair. I don't know if it's our real hair, but yeah. This person is defending all that is done. For instance, she said, when you come to Jamaica, people are saying Jamaica is so different, it's so much better, it's a sign of development, ignoring the fact that the Prime Minister had to call a national emergency, that the roads them so bad. We don't know who for hold them, but the people them whole open up, well spread out, right across every constituency, and now them have money, and then everybody's running around like they are doing something. They're doing something. When road is a right, road and water is something that government is obligated to do. And whether successive administrations have neglected, you don't get a reward for doing it. It is not something that any government official should be campaigning on. It is owed to you. And it is the entire island. And even as they did that, and they have a nice fancy website with roads that don't include parochial roads. Yeah, they don't include parochial roads. This is something that is undeniable. One has to appreciate that, and one has to take that into consideration. And so one wonders if the monies that's going to is supposed to be used on the road, there are going to be quick fixes like putting down marl and then rolling the asphalt on it and rolling it over on the road pretty for now. And then remember, hurricane season done, rainy season done. So election can call before the next rainy season start. For instance, in Portland, them say, "Cap it, cap it, cap it, cap it." If them was Chinese, I'd believe them was running a haberdashery when them brag about the carpet. And the whole of the roads wash away and escape in nearby bushes. And when I go around and I show people the deep holes and the destruction that came across Portland Eastern, them say, why am I embarrassing Jamaica? Every time you call out the reality, you're embarrassing Jamaica. But when the Prime Minister says, hey, it's a national emergency because all of the roads, the carpet, millions of dollars, billions spent in 5 years, wash away by a 3-day rain. It's okay for him to say it because him is his excuse to then access public funds and spend billions of dollars on these insufficient, low-grade, third-rate roads that they're going to waste the money on. But really what it is I am submitting, and I'm not going to use allegedly. I am of the view through using critical thinking that this is a form of vote buying and are circumventing the tapes and the checks and balances so that monies can be distributed and continue to be unaccounted for, to the detriment of the future of our country. And people are to look at this and say, but are we saying missing and unaccounted for and selectively and timing? Timing is everything. Just as how I submitted that I personally found it not in good faith, if I can say, or a neglect of humanity to have solid the 81st conference by publishing that the opposition statutory declarations were certified and not the prime minister, given the reality that we know that his declarations can be certified because new money is never easy to certify. In fact, you walk in the bank with a whole heap of money and them say, where you get it from? And you say, well, I made it. You just made it like that. You're not a lawyer. You're not a doctor. You're not a professional. You're just a politician with no business acumen, with no this. And then you have all of this money. New money, not easy to certify. So it was very, very, I'm not going to use the distasteful, but I'm going to say bad timing. Well, so it is that timing is everything. And when you put timing into context, you have to realize that the people have to question what it is. For instance, when I say ships coming into Portland, that is the vision to bring back tourism. You mean to tell me 5 years you are the MP and it's just this week a ship can come into Portland? They ain't even know the port of work. And to put things in deeper context, there is a drive to remove the local people and are forcing them to sign 1-year leases in an effort to trick them off the land. Similarly to what was done to the people of Blue Lagoon. And you're saying you're doing things for the betterment of the people, but you are disfranchising them like a tree-card man. Unacceptable and cannot be allowed to stand. And there's a lot of things to have conversations about when we talk about adverse possession. Adverse possession is not thieving land. Thieving is when you cannot account for money and you're working in government. And all of a sudden you're rich, you're a thief. It's simple. So when somebody's adverse possessing land and is using a legal tool that came from the Privy Council and the Lords of England, which you have adopted and was given to you as a former slave colony, and now you want to rewrite the laws so that you and your friends can be the lords like Animal Farm, and you don't want to remove yourself from the Privy Council because you don't have the legal acumen and you know that you don't know what to do, so you're trying to do something so people can think you're doing something. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It should be rejected. I deserve a lion on TikTok from that, and I deserve some money in my GoFundMe from that. And while you're at it, caller, you're on the line. Send me money. Because that's what it sounds like. So the people are being disenfranchised all across Jamaica. And it's easy, you just dig up everything and say, I'll fix the way I fix. And you don't care about the human reality. You don't care about the dust. You don't care about the niceties. You don't care about the individual realities of the people. And you make these fancy roads, and from the fancy roads, you turn people good land into sewage and gutters that come with a whole heap of water, and next thing you know, mold and dust, and then people have all kind of ailments and sickness, and then them have to run over to the hospital and the young doctor them pan strike. And lo and behold, say a government fault, but a 14-year-old girl is having a baby. How did she get pregnant? I don't know if that was properly investigated, but a mother lost her daughter and possibly her grandchild because you never did pay the people with the unaccounted money, because these monies was turning up. And then everybody forgets, because Jamaica is so filled with bad mindism. No, you all know people no business about Bolt and the other people who lost their money in SSL. And people forget that there was an audit, and the British people and the FBI and Scotland Yard came down, and they were looking into the money, and they went in and took all the files. And the lady was in one of the media dressed them, the granny frock, the Mistress Doubtfire dress, and a wheelchair, and she thought she was gonna get bail, and them say, you ain't get no bail, you're a thief. And she never gets any bail, and everybody's like, oh my God. And she never touched Bolt money, but that money is unaccounted for because it's missing. It's SSL. It's missing. But one person gets in trouble for it, and one person is charged for that, and then everybody else go around, get away in nearby bushes. You understand? And so you're gonna hear this missing and unaccounted for several times throughout conversations, and people are selectively. Let me tell you something. We must remove the colors. You see how I combine them? You are a Jamaican before you're orange and before you're green. And the best interest of the country is a utilitarian concept, the greater good for the greater number. It cannot be. I've had conversations where people say they're diehard in labor right and them are suffering. And then because certain people, you and your friends benefit, it's okay for you to go and campaign as hard as you can, and you use ad hominem and you be disrespectful and you forget basic human decency. And you will bite the gun and suffer so that you say your party is in power while you suffer and run around like a scalawag. You run around like a miscreant. You run around as the decay and famine in the society. And your generations that follow are plagued with poverty. And you say somehow people are working, even when they take scissors and cut grass, we're already mowed. Even when they say to you that they're working and they don't do nothing. These things are realities that it require critical thinking. You must say, is anyone in my family living like a human being? Is anyone in my family making $600,000 and are they able to help? If not me, mother. If not me, grandma. If not me, father. If not me, the next generation that is trying to be in school. If they're not doing that, you are being disenfranchised. So I don't have to make up anything. These are facts that cannot be disputed. Cannot be disputed. And if all you have to say is that I built roads were being built and people were being fed, and because you did it, and while your friend wanted a big job and used the entire Jamaica as a resume by sacrificing the health, wealth, and benefit, and living conditions of the people to pay down a debt that's not even paid because you are paying the interest and it's now higher than what it was before. And you speak and mislead the public about economic growth when you know the economy is in decline and you abandon ship. And this time around, I'm not going to blame the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister don't know nothing about finance. The only thing he know, like myself, is that knows big. That's it. I'm never even know him have 28 bank account. That's how much him never know. Him never even know that he was supposed to account to the Integrity Commission and provide the information. You didn't even know that. Because people just advise you, but you listen with your ears, not your nose. Yeah? And sometimes if your ears clog up, it's called your nose, and you get this, it's called a nose trimmer. I put in your nose and you go like this, especially when you're up in age. So when you turn 46, every minute you have to trim your nose, you trim your nose hole so your ears not clog up. Because your nose is connected to your eardrum, and your eardrum's connected to your nose drum. You understand? So that when you're talking, you don't talk nonsense. Yeah? Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to make it clear that and yeah, so you use things that are not relevant, and you stack and you conflate issues, but you cannot conflate issues. This is really a birthday celebration, Hold on, let me go check this GoFundMe for see if you know. Cause me not in a broke pocket business, Me not in a that, Me not dep on that, Reggae Global Radio. Where my people's at? Where the diaspora at? Make we talk, Jeffrey Tavares. You have big last name, The Tavares people wait, is the Tavares or the Finson them rich? It's which one of them? Anyway, big up Mr. Tom Tavares Finson, and a big top lawyer, King's Counsel. All right. I just $80 added to the GoFundMe account. You know, I should have did wear all green. Because I did wear all green, I could be like, hello, caller, you're on the line. You just won $1,000. Send me $100 to clear it. Anyway, let's be for real though. That is how you know that things must be placed into its proper context. It must always be placed into its proper context. Although we make light of a situation, the accountability meter is lacking. Here's something that is a fact. People, in an effort to divert attention from the reality. Let me give you some reality. If you're educated, are you educated or educated at a university? Thank you guys so much for the $80 that was placed to the GoFundMe. That is teamwork, make the dream work. Thank you, TikTok, for all the lions. So many lions. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I thought I was in a jungle. 4 lions right there. Good, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Happy birthday to me. Tap up the screen. 27 hearts. Loving it. Reggae Global Radio. What you doing for me over there? Yeah. Anyway, it's important to note that when people conflate issues, the argument gonna sound good. Let me give you an example. You know, you're talking to Isaac Buchanan, and I want to address the nation on the miseducation and the misrepresentation from the pontification of the integration of science into the mathematics of the English language. One must understand that when it comes to finance, when it is entangled with crime, the health system is shattered by the tourism that is funded by the rent-a-dread mentality in the tourism sector, which affects the farming. The farming now is when one has to integrate goat rearing and chicken farming all together to ensure that one does not rub out their hand middle by having or justifying that children who are caught with marijuana might be lacking because there's a lot of boom in their rum. You see, the boom energizes you while the rum dumbs you down. And when you get mellow and you start to vibe, you think that you're drinking some street vibes rum. And then people are going to tell you what you want, but you really don't see them. And you don't see them. And when you don't see them, people start to go on and say a lot of things. So once you sit there and pontificate and do a lot of fornicating with language that you know nothing of, you can sound intelligent. And the rest of us, or the masses, the majority of those who do not understand the intellectual diversity and complexity of the English language, will say that you're saying a lot when in reality you're saying nothing, because the doctorate that you have is no different than a conductor on a bus. It's not a PhD. Yes? So, see, somebody's asking me to take my time and slow down. And if they ask me to repeat, I'll just ask you to rewind. And that's the thing about trying to sound like you're intelligent when nothing is really going on with anything that you are doing. So that's where I'm really getting at when it comes to these things. Do you understand? Do you get what I'm coming from? Yes. Yeah. See, and yes, this is Texas. Ain't no Harlem. So you lay your cards down. Yes. And it's not like you hurt me. All you do is sing and deserve me. Push the start. Tyler. And if one thinks that an endorsement by Taylor can make you win an election, that is not the case. It is the facts that will cause you to win. So anyway, I think that somebody said I can't bother. That's the point I'm making, that people can put out press releases and make statements and conflate issues and things, but you deal with things one issue at a time. There's no thing about stacking. Let me tell you something. And I'm authority for this. We're at 5:59, you know. Guess what? I cannot believe it. We are at 5:59 on your FM dial. Do that and beat me. So them always say, you know, they always say, do that and beat me. Yeah. But what I want to definitely say here, we're gonna take the break and then then we step in it.
It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
Yes, yes. So while we're on that commercial break with Rebel Global Radio, gonna once again encourage persons. Let me see if I'm in a position to let me see if I can do that. Yeah, I post in the GoFundMe again and see I'm gonna show it one more time. It's in the comment. I star it, I pin it, I do everything. I don't know. Um yeah. Somebody said what? Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Big up Vanessa Knowles. Vanessa Knowles, big up yourself. You posting me on IG. I'm gonna repost you. You feeling me? Yeah, again, encourage persons to donate. I want to make Christmas and New Year's a real banger for the constituents of Portland Eastern. Um, and yeah, I hear the comments and I hear the criticisms, but I am reaching out to the diaspora. I'm reaching out to persons who understand the cause and understand that sharing is caring. Because you grew up on the Care Bears like me, um, and you understand the mission that I am on. You understand that the tablet drive is something dear and important to me. Respect to all those who have so far donated a tablet. The children need it. They are the happiest more than anything. And even it takes a lot of embarrassment away from parents because they don't have the first dollar to ensure that this happens. And this is the halfway mark of the school year, respectfully. So appreciating everybody, but the ability to buy mattresses, water tanks, ensure that this year they will have something to cook for Christmas is I'm mandated to do that from a humanitarian spectrum. And yes, people will say that um, me a beg. I'm an advocate. Of course, I'm going to ask for assistance because I can tell you this. Last year, the diaspora did the greatest thing for me. When I was suspended by the GLC, the diaspora raised money for me last year that me I never had to worry. And that was power in the people that there were people in the diaspora that said, let me tell you something. And that's how I ended up on Reggae Global Radio. Um, Joanna Marie, big up yourself. Will Rattigan, the Reggae Global Radio family, who went out on a limb for me to ensure that I stayed afloat. That is the type of that's the type of care. It's called the God care. When God intervenes, and that is I learned that intervention must be very dramatic and impactful. So yeah, like up the live, enjoying yourself. I'm here to entertain. I'm sharing two experiences with you. My birthday, which is like it's the flyest, dopest thing. Let me tell you, Jay Copper official, another Rasta man. He's in Brazil right now. He's coming into his own. I'm bigging him up because we're born the same day. Big up Mama P. It's your birthday right now, but you know it go. We have to share it. We have to share it. We know you. We know you the big boss right now, and it's your birthday, and we born come see you. But to the people all over the world that's born the 12th, I've spoken to so many, and today I was speaking to a classmate of mine who is in the DPP office. I'm not gonna call your name, cause I don't want them say, man, you're a friend, and then your life get hard. But she said, she know about 4 or 5 people that's born this day. So all the people that born today is dope. But let me tell you something. I had a most interesting calling to the bar. Let me tell you, boy, when God is with you, who can be against you? Because I was called to the bar on my birthday by Justice Martin Gale. And forever and ever and ever and ever in my life, Justice Martin Gale will forever be my hero for several things. Because when my first interaction with the law as a accused person in my juvenile years, this is the first I seen black people. I never even know said black people could have been lawyer and much less judge. And I see this most erudite man as a judge. Parish courts at the time, so I never even know you had bigger judge. And there it is, Justice Martin Gale, and not long after, Bert Samuels. I heard that he's retired from court law now. Big up yourself, Bert Samuels. I saw the message today, so I don't know if it's significant that today is the day that it happened, but I know that it was in the papers. I don't know if it was today. And you see a Bert Samuels, and you see this most erudite gentleman, a black man who is a lawyer and spoke like no others. Like him like, Your Honor, my client is not guilty, and can you set a trial date? And I say, where am I say? Man, you go school, but you just never knew that these role models existed, and this is something that you could be. So I did say to him one day, because him represent me, when they get found guilty still, I don't know what they're going for Bert, but when they get found guilty still. But I said to him, one day I go be alive. He look at me like, let me tell you something. Look, boy, your life just mash up and done and dash you while you come talk about you want to be lawyer. But anyway, years later, I was to do my calling. This is 2017, and I had to, let the people know about my convictions and declare all of that. And radam, guess what? They granted me my practicing certificate, and I went over to the Supreme Court, saw the registrar, her name at the time, a Rastafarian, Nicole Waters Wellington, and I said, I need to be called. And she says, if you can find a judge, and right as she said, Justice Martin Gale walk in, and he says, well, I'm only available on the 12th, which was my birthday. And that's how I got called on my birthday and made the list. And it just was significant. And here I am now on my 7th year, 7 years at the bar. And I must say to you this, for those of the students who are in law school and have gone and toiled upwards through the night while their companions slept, and are plagued with student loan, and are plagued with overwhelming bills, and all the time God rescued you so you could sit your exams. I must say this to you. One of my biggest prayer was that I would be able to get back the money that I spent to go to law school. And I'm not just talking school fee. We're talking about books. We're talking about food. We're talking about existence. Some of you will have to pay rent. Some of you will have to work. Some of you will have to do all kinds of things, even clothes and shoes. And let me tell you something. God answered my prayer. You must be exacting when you're praying. You must always be exacting when you're praying, because God listens and He gives you what you want. Yeah. And yeah, to say that 7 years at the bar, 7 months at the bar, I advocated, as in I spoke before the Court of Appeal in Jamaica. This is where their system was in place. If I'd gone to a law firm there, I'd have to wait 10 years before I could do a case before I could argue in the Court of Appeal. 7 months, 7 months. Much respect to Valerie Nita Robertson, KC. Let me tell you something. You are God sent, because she said, "Get up, you can do it." And I spoke before the Court of Appeal. At the time, President Justice Morrison, Vice President, who was also the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Brooks, and Justice Williams, Frank Williams. And there are 3 panel judge. And I advocated and I spoke in the most articulate way at the time, and felt so empowered by as a black man, as a Rasta man, and as a young attorney, to handle myself the way that I did. And I said, wow. And I heard from, my seniors, they were proud of me. And it felt really good. I went 2 months later to the CCJ. And although I did not speak, to be able to be a part of a case in the Caribbean at the CCJ, 9 months at the bar, most amazing feat. Look at this. We are not even at the CCJ yet. And there's a strong advocating from the People's National Party for us to move to the CCJ. And I will say this, although my preference is the Privy Council for obvious reasons, the CCJ has some of the most erudite and competent judges. And if there is a move to independence and a complete separation from the monarchy, it should include the CCJ if it's going to be something meaningful. Mind you, I have no problem with the Privy Council. It's a space that I can say I have been, and many lawyers may never get the opportunity to do so. But then many lawyers may never get the opportunity to do so at the CCJ either. I have completed both. And the Court of Appeal and the CCJ, 2 months apart, 9 months, but significantly by the 10th of December, through one more advocacy, I freed a man through Court of Appeal in what was known as swift justice, and I ended my year at the bar with that gift, and I was empowered to do great things. Thereafter, I went to challenge the Rasta case, which is known as the Virgo case. Free George Williams out of prison, challenge a state of emergency. And I was just doing so much in my little time. And then I got this case to go to the Privy Council. And before that, I had enough practice with the Privy Council. And the practice that I'm speaking of is appearing before the Privy Council on 2 separate occasions before I had to advocate. Well, 6 years at the bar, there was a drive to suspend me, and God said, no, not going to happen. And I appeared before the Privy Council on the 14th of February. And the 17 minutes of my life, I advocated, and many leaders from around the world called my phone. I don't even know how to get my number, especially from the African nations, and said, I'm proud of you. You are a son of Africa, and you made us proud. And that made me know that I would have transcended the 2 little, may I use the word, stinking convictions. You hear me say it? Stinking convictions, where the people, the people down there, that's all they talk about. Always convictions. And I've transcended that through rehabilitation, through understanding what rehabilitation looks like, and to ensure that I advocate for persons. And I achieved that before I was 7 years at the bar. I was able to speak to advocate before the lords of the Privy Council before I was 7 years at the bar. I just want people to know that as I celebrate my anniversary as an attorney for 7 years, 7 is completion, and I have taken on a new journey, which is to go into political representation to rescue the people of Portland Eastern from, and I'm going to say it again, Vazism, from the idea that a family could think that they are stepping in the shoes of colonial masters and say that the lands of Portland belongs to them. They call it Vaasland. And to say that the people of Portland, in a statement so profound, are their subjects at a time when we are free, at a time where we want our children to have the best opportunities, to experience the best out of life, to have economic growth for us by us. And not many people can say that, And yes, we are out of many one, but you don't know the significance and how proud I am to be a Maroon. And this is race pride. It's not racism. Takes nothing away, because I can tell you, you will learn to love who love you and appreciate who appreciate you and respect who respect you. And so if anybody wonders how a strong black man like me, educated and more educated than black people you're going to come across in the Jamaican space and in the world at large, could decide that Mark Golding is the leader of choice, is for the obvious reasons: compassion and empathy and understanding, a legal mind, legal acumen, and respect for the constitutional rights of everybody, understanding genuine love and respect for the least among us, is why. So I don't see color, but I will always empower race pride. And if you ever listen to the teachings of Minister Farrakhan out of America, and he speaks about race pride, loving of your race, repeating the teachings of Marcus Garvey, but understanding that you must awake the minds of your own and your kind so that they know. So when I put myself up for political representation, it's so that the knuckleheads like me, the Negroes who they have rejected and say are lost and say that they cannot be and have put in a class, we want your votes, but how dare you come among us? How dare you try to elevate your life? That is why I'm in political representation, so that mothers, fathers, grandparents, sisters, and brothers can dream big for their children and know that all you need is education. The money will come. And I've proven that time and time again. Many of my colleagues were in that university and never know where the first dollar was coming from. And God make all of them turn lawyer. And some of them, they're successful right now, run up and down in the Privy Council, hype like I don't know what. All I give birthday gifts I talk about, oh, go and have a massage, you are stressed. That is the type of life I want to see. For me, I want to see the people and say, yo, we have an issue. Donate to the GoFundMe. Donate to charity. Without saying, oh, I'm having a dinner and a banquet. It's $10,000 for the ticket. Oh, I will be there. The echelons, the upper echelons of society must be us. Not the 96.1% that is drowning in poverty, and we're used to gifting and the idea that we can beg a thing when you don't have to beg if people give you what is rightfully yours. And that is a culture, because I've seen Bert Samuels advocate for reparations. If you know how, let me tell you something. If you want to see the face of blackness, just sit and talk to Bert Samuels for 5 minutes. The way how the man love him race and the way how the man empower black youth across the world, the way how he does that. And I'm using, you see how you have to talk about these people. I have to talk about him because the way how he loves his race, same day we want to turn King's Council. Run with that. And that's the form of race pride that only he can explain. What I will say is, for me, as a son of Jamaica, with a father that is big youth. Let me tell you something, man. Big youth, oh my God, man. Oh God, no, God bless me by making him my father. And Dr. Joan Porcius, Reverend Dr. Joan Porcius, my mother. and I love them because listen, they I mean, y'all seeing, look at the product of love. That is ISAT. But mistakes are a part of life. It makes you who you are, and to take everything that is negative and turn it into a stepping stone. um you have to ripen at the right time to elevate, and that is what the God and time come is about. Is the change. And so I know I'm saying a lot, but I'm putting it in context because there's an integrity issue that is taking place, and it forms part of the miseducation because your integrity can never be compromised. So Michael Manley, most honorable Michael Manley, a prime minister that made sure that there was a Bert Samuels that I could look at. There was a Justice Martingale that I could see as role models for me. He made education possible for them, free education, tertiary education, so that the vavavoons and the upper echelons of society now were products of the vision of Michael Manley. But one of the most important things is that he also ensured that when there were in a class system, that there was you couldn't call nobody a bastard. So true, then can't call you bastard no more, and then they can't call you the N word. Them can't call you if them can't even call you dirty boy because Sean Paul make dirty rock the biggest thing. They can't use your circumstances to negative your greatness. They come up with other things like turning ordinary citizens into criminals so they can feel better about themselves. But what they can never do is keep greatness down. And so we have to open the minds of the people and let them know that they must dream. Race is a relay, and we must cause our children to dream big. And when I put the tablets in the hands of these young people, and I hear the decency and the love that they're raised with, and the joy that is given to them, knowing that yesterday they never had a tablet, and they were trying to work it out on the parents' phone, or finding other ways to be great, and then they get that device, and greatness comes on them, and they start the dream is endless, the possibilities are endless. The red one, that in and of itself says to me that you're doing something right. So I will always take the criticism, and I will always take the disrespect, because people who don't respect themselves, they really can't disrespect you. If you go on X, the one formerly known as Twitter, and you see the persons who spend most of their time in tribal politics disrespecting you, it's because they don't respect themselves. They can never appreciate what it is to work hard to become an attorney and to achieve the climax of is almost achieving the climax of your industry. Um, um, Going to court and winning a case, and going to the apex court and winning, and all at the same time remaining humble, understanding the difference between service, because a lot of politicians don't know that they're servants. They're no different from a flight attendant, a helper, a gardener. um, you're a public servant. Government pays you. The people are your boss. And so getting people to understand this concept is something that I am constrained to say I will take on that mandate. Before me, I tell you, I used to turn on the TV and I used to hear, we want justice. Now people are saying I have my constitutional rights. Now there's a different understanding in terms of how it is, how you identify as a Jamaican. There's a different understanding in terms of the ambition of the people, and giving them access to all the tools that can make them the best versions of themselves is something that we're going to have to do. And the reality is that poverty is high, 3.6% unemployment rate, but you're including persons who wipe windows. You're including persons who have salaries that cannot keep up with the market. And I said to you, the lowest income earners come out of Jamaica. That has to count for something, because we all want to share in the Frenchmen and the Chugget and the Freedom Street. And we want the highest and the best ticket. And we want to wear the best. Yeah? We want the best for our friends and our family and ourselves. And in order to do so, the tools must be there. Farmers must be able to sell their products. The product sellers must have a market for the product that they're selling. And that is just a reality. And so we must also encourage, in terms of the public sector, the doctors that work hard to become doctors, you don't think they should be paid? The police officers who put their life, their dignity and their existence on the line for society shouldn't be paid and rewarded for that courageous act? A similar thing for the JDF. One wonders, So I put that out because at the end of the day, all I see is an alignment consistent with a class system that has to be eradicated. We must fuse the two Jamaicas. And as we're fusing the two Jamaicas, there must be respect, because I must be able to say that I am a farmer and I love to be a farmer and be given equal opportunities without it be that some corporate or some corporation is going to say that we're doing something other than farming. We're doing agriculture, but you're just a farmer. And people are feeling happy because when farm roads should have been there, because it was the bad roads that was preventing the hotels from taking the tomatoes and the bananas that kill the banana industry in Portland, that kill a coffee industry in Portland, that kill a coconut industry in Portland. We don't talk about these things. And when people were deceptive by saying that you should reject goats, and now the people of Portland is asking for goats and asking for feed, and then you're handing out feeding to them. That is a job for Rada. I have to speak up against these things, because we are not for sale. And when Michael Manley said we are not for sale, it was important that people understood that. And it is buying into the idea that we are not for sale was why NHT exists, was why education was something that we had, was why persons were able to get a part of Jamaica. And so all the roads that were not attended to, this PNP build them. Tell me, say a lie, me I tell. And people, this idea that you must fix the road because it's a PNP area, nonsense. This idea that people must be disenfranchised because they are loyal to their party. When you become government, you serve everybody. This idea that people must be politically victimized, it has to end, because we are not for sale. Yeah, that is the chant that people have to understand, that there is going to be a change. There is no excuse for corruption. There is no excuse for being a thief. And while it is that we are a Christian society and we are forgiving, you must make amends. The thieves must resign. There is nothing that one can say when you take up taxpayers' money and you buy your sister a car, you take your benefits and give your sister when it is illegal to do so. There's nothing you can say for that. It's not something that you can just say, sure. Not until you're convicted and you have rehabilitated and you don't see it as chore. It's not acceptable that you have not given account to the body. The director of investigation, he might not be a lawyer, and he might not have come from the top 5 families, but he has his job and he's doing it to the best of his ability. And so people shouldn't say, oh, you are be deliberate and you report because you're doing your work. People have a problem with that. That is a problem. Because it says it's no different from saying that help a girl, she a clean, watch her a clean, like she get paid more than everybody else. Watch her watch her put bleach on the floor. Could what is she extra? And so you should lose respect for somebody because they take pride in the work that they do. Well, I can tell you this, There's nothing greater than seeing the best street sweeper, the best helper, the best investigator, the best lawyer, the best doctor, the best runner. And when you're the best in your field, nobody can deny you that. Yeah? And so the issue that I'm talking about is about paying for your crimes. And calling Isaac Buchanan two-time convict dirty Rasta boy is not going to change that the fact that you have your crimes that you may not ask Christ, you have to go pay for it. You cannot escape it. You may buy time and you may trick people and you may beg and you may ask for 5 more years. And it's quite acceptable, but that there are 8 persons being investigated for corruption and it's not being revealed. But the public must say, until we know what is what and who is who, where can there be, where is the comfort? Where is the trust? Where is the integrity? Where is the moral turpitude of society? So much so that it was quite okay for an entire government to sit in parliament knowing that one of their own beat a woman with a chair and they just sit quiet. And then you come out pan domestic violence day and preach how moral this and misogynistic that and me open shelter. You open shelter, but you never put your friend wife in it when he did a beat her with a chair. Oh, did I say allegedly? Let me say that. Yeah. And so these things are real. You don't turn a blind eye selectively and think that is not situation ethics. And this is the things that we must talk about. And let me tell you something. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. And when it comes to action speak louder than words. So people may bark and people may exercise freedom of expression and people may say things that are distasteful, but it's way different when talk can be chopped up to talk, but you're there doing action. It's one thing to call somebody a thief, but it's another thing to be thieving. It's one thing to be conflating issues, because if you're being investigated, you're being investigated. And if you're being investigated for multiple things, that's like in law. You have people before the court for gun matter, rape matter, murder matters. And you have people who rape and people who murder, and they don't go to the court. Doesn't change the fact that you're a murderer and a rapist. It doesn't change it. But that is an integrity issue. That is a low internal locus of control. That is something that you have to deal with when you sleep at night. But when you're dealing with the public business, you can't sully the public's office with dishonesty and nastiness and moral unrighteousness. And I can tell you this, take it from me. You could have buy suit till you blue. You could have brushed your teeth and comb your hair and buy the best weave and the best wig and put on the best lipstick and the best nail tips and buy the best and most expensive shoes. If you ain't righteous within, it not gonna change. Yeah? And so the skin that you are in, you have to be comfortable in it and you have to be real to thine own self, be true. But while you're busy being true and you're busy with this PR campaign and mischaracterizing and miseducating the people in your quest to do so, yeah, it can't fly. It can't fly. And you may be able to confuse the masses and you may be able to trick people, and as a result, you find yourself thinking that you could be successful. But remember, the Jamaican people, they are not for sale. And years ago, I spoke to Zamba, you're right. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Anyway, Yeah. If you gotta make a world a better place, you gotta look at yourself and make that change. Yeah. Zambo, big up yourself. Yeah. But you have to understand that people are definitely awake. And I will start with the people of Portland Eastern, and I'm pausing again. I'm just trying to see if I got an update on that GoFundMe. It says, yeah, big up yourself, Gerald Brown. Big up yourself, Anonymous. Big up yourself, Dorrit White, Kenneth Campbell, Antoinette Brown, and Dorna Brown. Big up yourself as well. Dennis Simmons, big up yourself. Alexia Linky Chow. Hold on, how that sound like Lexi? Lexi, that's you. Big up on yourself. Big up yourself for the contributions. Definitely appreciate you. All funds are going to the people of Portland. And as I said, people of Portland Eastern, let me tell you something. We are not for sale. That's where I'm starting, because I can tell you this. Poverty has a smell, you know. The smell of poverty is sadness. The smell of poverty is bitterness. Yeah, I'm describing the smell as that. And what will never be accepted is that as long as 96.1% of the population is black, we must change the narrative in terms of how poverty runs across the majority. We will never use numbers and accept numbers. And I'm going to borrow from the greatest politician, Michael Manley. And when it comes to the people, better must come. And we're bringing back that change. You see that change that we're talking about? We're talking about changing the standard of living. Change. So people will have linoleum pan floor, must walk up and down pan tile. People who have zinc fence must get brick and mortar. We're moving from that. The wise man built his house upon the rock, so we are eradicate board house. Yeah? We are talking about the standard of living for the people. And so how we gonna do that? No, it's not, oh, beg you some cement and beg you some this. It's giving you the capacity to earn for yourself. I don't care though when nobody want to say, I'm telling you something, man. I'm making you know this. Years ago, you could have gone to the port at Portland and there was a park there that is closed. Spaces so that people can feel free is being taken away from them. So when you hear me talk about the Boston Jerk, and then you hear me talk about Boston Beach, when you hear me talk about Blue Lagoon, when you hear me talk about the coastline and the persons who have taken up residence and have businesses right on the port and are being tricked and bamboozled for them to lose their spaces. All this is going on, while the people on the top are not accounting for monies. $3 trillion with a debt that match. Anyway, let me tell you something. Should I say in a US, 3 trillion, the debt in a US. But I'm say, I'm not good at maths, but for no say, we look at the cost of living. We look at the standard. We look at the fact that and I'm saying it, the last time when Portia Simpson Miller, who born the same day as me, was the prime minister, and where the dollar was. And I thought it impossible that the dollar would be anything over $100. And I said the dollar at 156 on a good day, almost 170, 160 on a bad day. I'm going to just tell you this, man. We are a third world country. We are a country of beggars. The irony that people curse about a GoFundMe. People curse about the GoFundMe, but at the same time, every time you hear them, yes, Japan give a police jeep, we go beg it. America give we money for fight crime. America give we money, and they are just like the Salvation Army. They are allowed to go out in their droves and ring their bells and have their saving pans open for you to put money in. But when you get up and try to advocate so that you can make people's lives better, I could tell you know, but I'm not venting. I'm celebrating with you guys. My 7th barversary, my anniversary at the bar, and my 46 years on earth. Well lived 46 years on earth. That I can say I'm a happy man talking to me today. I'm so happy to be 46 that I'm sitting with my mother. My mother said, boy, I can't count you no more because in 4 years you're 50, you're all like me. And it tickled her so much that laughter is just a beauty and a joy to have my mother and father still alive and looking young as ever. And, you know, health is wealth. Yes, 46. You ain't never looked this good as this, that 46 drip, baby. Anyway, so expressing this to you to say to everybody that, listen, we are at an impasse. We are at a crossroads in Jamaican history, in Jamaican reality, where the future of our country as individuals and collectively, the quality of life, the $600,000 a month that is required to be a Jamaican, a citizen of the world. Yeah, miss. That 46 drip is something to show off about. Yeah. Top up the screen. Yeah. Take me to 100K on the TikTok. Blessings. But yeah, we could talk about we can talk about the gray hairs another time. Just for men. We talk about somebody said my head big. Somebody said my hair big, no German beer. But not repeat it, because if you repeat it 3 times, you know, like Dirty said, there's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home. Well, when you click your feet and you repeat a bad word 3 times or say something, they take you down to a particular place and charge you $500,000. Not on my watch. Judith Bodley, big up yourself. And I should tell you a story about Judith Bodley. You know, she's the reason why I'm on Context Matters. She has taught me how to speak and how to project and enunciate. You know, I was on a local station one time that wasn't making any money, and I don't know, they're still not making any money, but you know, TVJ, just look at us now, always number one. Anyway, shots fired. Listen, so somebody said nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. The only perfection is God. And that's why we strive to be like Jesus, but we can never walk in his shoes because we are not without sin. So this I'm just giving them content to go talk about. Listen, if you see me in green, then you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, so that's just that. So people, I just want people to appreciate and understand that in life, and take it from me at 46, you will go through ups and downs. Life will beat you to the ground and stomp you into the earth. But the type of pressure that is required for you to become the diamond in the rough is that. And I can tell you, you know, people no stone green manga, you know. People no stone nothing fluxy. So if you're gonna be ripe in life, you have to go through a certain turpitude, turbulence in your life. Anchor yourself to God. So when that tornado hits, you will have the slipper. Yeah. So you can click the heels of the slipper and you can say there's no place like home and become the best version of yourself. Yeah. Every now and then you might find a bubble and it's like the Wizard of Oz, you know, and you go see the wizard and you get your courage, you get your heart, and you get your dreams. But who you are is ordained by God. And if you're distracted by the physiological needs, the physical needs, food, clothes, shelter, not know where your school fee come from, not know where your next meal come from. If you're bogged down in that, you can't be creative. You can't find, you can't find, you won't have je ne sais quoi. Your oomph won't shine through. And I'm gonna always encourage that. You see, um, your future is only reflected by your importance in a economic space, a political space, where all if you know no teeth in your head, you want to see the politician them back of you beg you vote. All if you want some deodorant, them run behind you beg you vote. And some of them will hug you up too. But in terms of encouraging you to enrich your life and to become better, that conversation is a bigger conversation. And $5,000, $20,000, $100,000, 3 goats on a farm, all of this thing, it cannot bring you to the place by purchasing your votes. Your integrity must be intact. And what Michael Manley say, we are not for sale. It is time for change, you know. And I'm telling you, every time that's why people say, why them not change PNP for change? We are this and this and this. Time come for real. God on time. That God on time, you see. Life is time plus chance created. And as God navigates you through your time and chance created, this is your time and chance to ensure that your children, your future goes back into your hands. You have somebody say $5,000 on a back lunch. Well, no shame. Because I'm going to tell you this. When it comes to development, there should be no development that doesn't include you. And roads are something that must be fixed. See? You don't even cast a vote and it's national emergency. Them have to fix it. But fix it so you can feel good so they can trick you for your vote. But we vote on the issues. No thief around here. No unaccounted for around here. No lack of transparency around here. He who asserts must prove. Say if you're not a thief, do it and beat me. Show me say you're not a thief. If you're not a murderer, do it and show me say I know a murderer. If you're not a wicked, show me say you're not wicked. No, don't just go unchallenged, you know. Don't just get up and play victim. We don't conflate issues. We do not conflate issues. Yeah? Respect the process, respect the system. Yeah? Alison Thomas says, I did tell you I sat to listen to Mia Motley's speech. I listened to Mia Motley. I have the greatest respect for Mia Motley. I think Mia Motley and Ralph Gonzalez are the two greatest leaders in the Caribbean right now. And when Mark Golding becomes the next prime minister, that is what you're looking at. There's a great distinction between legal acumen, you know. You need a certain legal acumen. You need legal competence to deal with the issues of the people. So that when you're making laws, you don't breach the Constitution. You don't get up and talk about we're going to turn this into El Salvador and we identify 240 violence contributors, so we're going to lock them up and deal with them case so we can have a nice Merry Christmas. No. Yeah, we're not going to have that. And, you know, one wonders the science behind why they try to ban TikTok in the United States. Is it and they chalk it up to, you know, a national security issue. But when you look at some of the nonsense, and I'm not talking about the Bridgerton girls. I love them. In fact, I need to go on their live and encourage them to continue to be entertaining. But there's a lot of nonsense in the space. And it also gives people the opportunity to unnecessarily disrespect people, and words to people who don't have a strong internal locus of control can be very damaging. And we must always be mindful of that. And so one wonders, in terms of, for me, I never regulate freedom. And that's one of the reasons why I don't block the people who are being disrespectful. Allow them to embarrass themselves. Allow them to express themselves, to show how the reflection of who they are. Especially when they have no command of satire, they have no command of sarcasm, they have no command of the literary tools. So I'm fully understanding of that. But I did listen to the Honorable Mia Motley. I have been able to sit with Ralph Gonsalves. I have been able to be in the company of the greatest and the finest of men and women in the world. And the influence far exceeds. When you come across brightness, it is just a euphoric experience to listen to intellect coming from people like yourself, a Caribbean person, especially when it comes to jurisprudence. But is a far distinction, when it comes to um, the type of conversation about species without sounding like I'm being condescending. To understand that there are certain people that lack critical thinking and understanding, and because of that, certain things they miss. It's like when I was a child, there were movies that came on, and even cartoon, and I would giggle my head off when the movie was on, and I watch it again as an adult, and the experience is so different. The messaging is so different that sometimes I wonder, as they when they're regulating stuff, what they're regulating, but competence is comes at different levels, and um people will never ever appreciate the different levels at which people mature. For instance, my maturity came long after high school. Long after high school. One being, I went to high school very young, graduated very young, but also your interests in high school, whether or not people identified your respective disabilities, whether or not people cared about issues that was happening in the home, your family life, the neighborhood that you come from, whether gang violence, whether exposure to early sex life, whatever it is that's plaguing children will cause them to fall outside. When I heard, tears came to my eye yesterday when I saw the mother. She was crying about how the doctors never gave her daughter something, and she died during childbirth. But she was exposed to sex earlier and she got pregnant. It's not her fault. I'm happy that she didn't exercise the right to abortion, and I'm saying the right loosely, because we can talk about the facts and the morality behind it, and maybe on another show we'll have conversations about justification of wrong, because there's some things in life that's just universally wrong, and if you decide to partake in it, it is doesn't change that it is wrong. Like smoking is not good for you, drinking is not good for you. In fact, it's wrong. If you do it, doesn't change the fact that it's wrong. Of course, if I were sponsored by a alcoholic beverage, they would say you can't say that, and I'd be censored and I'd lose my sponsorship. But I'm not going to sell out to encourage that. But people are free to do whatever they want. It's just that we need to have a conversation about what is right and what is wrong. And why? Birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Uh-oh.
Happy birthday, dear Isaac. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, and this is where I'm supposed to say, oh, wow, I'm being surprised. I got a cake. Oh, okay. No. Y'all see that? Again, anniversary cake as well as birthday cake. I appreciate that.
I don't want the cake dropped.
I appreciate all of that.
No, you have to cut the cake. You have to at least cut the cake.
Which one of them is so much? What? Iqbal?
Yeah.
No. Big up yourself. This is Iqbal, one of the greatest young lawyers that I was blessed to teach. Come into the monitor, man. Dawit, Justice Dawit, Bovel, the trainer. My belly big. I have a trainer. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, I'm really actually surprised now because the people that you see in the background, I don't Justice you have to come around so they can see on the camera. These people are great people and they make sure that I am alive for whatever reason, and I appreciate all of them. And I'm telling you, so when you're on the internet killing up yourself, I am filled with greatness around me. So guess what? You just bad lucky, and you know you see the green now clashing with the finer things in life. But we were talking about the missing money. That's why I had on green. But I appreciate it too. And listen, I get this opportunity. You see Iqbal right here say happy birthday to the salary payer. I just anyway, blessings, Lexi. This is Lexi. I have to talk about Lexi. And let me tell you something. If ever you meet the female version of Isa, that would be Lexi right here. So we defend rights every day, as well as Iqbal and Dawit. Dawit is the office manager. So anything being mismanaged is Dawit for. Andre Stevens, big up yourself. You see them bring cake for make me fat when me I try lose weight and all them things. It not gonna happen. But I also have to say, Nzinga, Princess Nzinga, blessings, big up yourself. You continue to be a strength and a rock in my life.
Aye.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. So.
One more year from them. One of the lives. Keep touch tonight. Next again. Happy birthday, I'm a friend. No,
all right. Let me can cut the cake. See there.
No, I'll hold it.
No, but you can cut it this way so they can
From
see.
the legal team,
All right, see there. All right, see there, blessing, and then the big one.
No, the legal team come.
Yo, so one of the spoil the cake and put 46 on it.
Yeah.
Them number their street address. You know, we put that on cake.
All
right, blessings. So, all right. I appreciate you guys. Blessings. I appreciate everybody. That was genuinely a surprise. I never that was here. I never know that. For the missing people, my campaign team, big up everybody. Verona, you're not here, the treasurer. Big up Ryan, big up all the other members of the team. Joel, blessings. And then my family, Zambo, let me tell you something. Big up yourself. I tell you, say you should have joined the live and all of that. And want to also big up everybody else who is there. Bigging up all my family. I keep my family close to me because I know the wicked and the evil that is out there. But you all know that I love every single generation, from the one above and the one below. I love you all. And we will celebrate in the future when life is a lot more palatable. But right now, I'm going to take the beating and the disrespect on my own, and then, I'll make it be known. But that is it. Rowan, my brethren, who always come through for me. Rowan Robinson, Candid Expressions, and Feel With Place. You know it, God, I'm gonna have to big you up because you celebrate with me. I can call out your name. Jody and Robinson, you as well. And a special birthday to Jalissa, my birthday twin. I spoke to you and told you, don't born until the 12th, and you listened, or when your doctor said otherwise. So that's Context Matters. I was surprised. I'm startled, but I have pure water, so let me drink my water, yeah, and mind my business. Yeah, so a big respect to everybody who donated to the GoFundMe. Thank you so much. My Portland peoples, we will be celebrating with you tomorrow and in the coming weeks. So much greatness. But I can tell a surprise, but I hold it good, Hold it. Nassim Campbell, big up yourself, camera crew. I shouting out a special, and John Clark wasn't here, but I hear that he's sick. John Clark, my lawyer, my friend, big up yourself. Isat appreciates you, and I'm saying Isat in the third person like a narcissist, because one day I'm going to sit with John Clark on Context Matters so you can know the greatness that he is as a senior attorney. And as he's doing so much, we will continue to be the supporting cast in your greatness. Blessings, everybody. This is Context Matters, and we will do this again next week when what? No, this is a lie. Come here. Look here, I can't believe this. You see this? This is a surprise. This is John Clark, my lawyer, my friend whom I love. I just make another know that. And I'm so shocked that he's here because, we're talking about missing money. That's why. Huh? And he's coming from court, always in court. But see it, John Clark show. The dream team is here. What are you talking about, man? Yeah, I'm overjoyed now. I swear to you. This is a birthday and a anniversary to remember. Reggae Global Radio, I know you have to sign out. And for everybody else, y'all seen it right here. That is it. Context Matters. See you guys next week. Remember, better must come. We cannot be bought. And we have the win. We have to win. Next week we'll sing phone, and not right now, because I can't pay me for that. Blessings again. And thanks to everybody who donated to the GoFundMe. I appreciate you. Take care. Now, stall in life. Gotta get your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie.
It took some time to understand. Yeah. Just what it takes to be a man. Now it seems each day you learn something to make a better way. Growing up ain't just a phase, it's reality. And sometimes it's hard to face the world with your head screwed on. But in time you will see it comes naturally, like the hurt and the pain. It's a part of the game. It's all a part of life, to laugh and to cry. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. You know I heard them say life much better you live it your own way. But if you need a helping hand, just call on me, I will be your friend. And when it gets hard to face the world with your head screwed on, just tell yourself you can. And that's when you'll understand that the hurt and the pain, it's a part of the game. It's all a part of life, to laugh and to cry. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. You gotta keep on moving on. Don't let no one stand in your way. Gotta keep on pressing on. As we pray for better days, keep it moving to the next. When they try to bring you down, we gotta right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. Just keep your head up, yeah. Just keep your head up, yeah. Gotta keep your head up, yeah. Cause everything will be alright.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Cause everything's gonna be alright.